Albida. Hello, Bida, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You're welcome on board.
Okay, thank you. I hope everyone else can hear me as well. So, Bida, is this the number? Is this the number we're expecting, or we should wait a little bit?
Let's give like 2 minutes. We're expecting 20 people. Okay, like I said, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are all having a very happy new month. You're welcome on board. Today is Saturday, the 1st of October, 2022. And this training series is part of virtual training programs that we are running at DeFi Head now to kind of build the capacity of social media users as well as media practitioners on digital literacy. Sort of, most of us are digital citizens. We use digital platforms, but then the question is, do we know our rights and responsibilities? So this session attempts to explain to all people who are in attendance today what their digital rights are and also what their responsibilities are as digital citizens. And then in the first session, we had a look at sort of fact-checking basics as well as basics of cybersecurity. How can you be safe online, as well as what are some of the techniques and tips you can sort of spot misinformation online and how you can do that. So today we'll look at, like I said, digital rights and responsibilities, and we'll also look at a few fact-checking tools, like how can you sort of identify false information, or how can you look deep to find sources of certain news content that you may come across as you consume different forms of news media. And this program is supported by the Collaboration on International ICT Policy in East and Southern Africa, and is being implemented by DeFi Head Now, which is a national non-governmental organization in Juba. If you do not know DeFi Head Now, you can visit defiheadnow.org, sort of be able to read a lot of information about this organization. So we mainly look at issues of hate speech, misinformation, and digital rights. And we have projects running around peace building, hate speech mitigation, cybersecurity, as well as countering mis and disinformation. Joining me today, I have my colleague, Arik Robert. Arik Robert is the coordinator of SafetyCom project, and he does a lot of work around incident response related to cybersecurity issues, and he is the coordinator for SafetyCom. And for those of you who do not know me, I am Bidal Thomas, and I coordinate activities for 211 Check, which is again a flagship project of DeFi Head Now. We are happy to have all of you on board, and I trust that this will be a very amazing learning opportunity for all of us, both the facilitators as well as people who are in attendance. Feel free to ask any questions that you have, and let's take this moment to sort of do a round of introduction. You can tell us your name, what you do, and where you work. Your name, what you do, and where you work. We need to ensure that we stay muted And if you are in a noisy environment and you do not want to sort of introduce yourself by unmuting, you can just write for us your introduction in the chat box. Just tell us just tell us your name, what do you do, and where you work. So I start with Yeka. Yeka, you can go first.
Okay, thank you. Hello.
Yes, we are getting you.
Okay, thank you. I'm called Yeka Joel. I work for SEPO as a field officer in EA, and we do peace building. Currently, I am as a peace building officer in EA River County.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
And Peter Manut, just tell us your name, where you work, and what you do.
Okay, thank you. And yes, it is Deng John behind the mic. Behind that of Peter Manut. So I'm called Deng John. I'm a broadcast journalist working for Mayardit FM, and also at the same time the deputy station manager and also the editor. That is in Werrap, Twitch County.
Okay, nice to have you on board. Nice to have you on board. And then we have Red Nelson. Red Nelson, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you. I'm Red Nelson, a public health officer, but currently not working.
Okay. Nice to have you on board. We have Salah James George. Vicky Doru. Vicky.
Salah is online.
Yes, Salah, you're welcome.
Yeah, this is Salah James. Hello?
Yes, we are getting you.
Hello?
We are getting you, Salah.
Yes, my name is Salah James. I am here in Juba doing my small business of IT.
Okay, good. Nice to have you on board. And I see Vicky. Yes, Vicky, you're welcome.
My name is Doro Vicky. I work as a nurse at Zurich Medical Clinic in Farando.
Okay, great. Nice to have you on board, Doru. And I see Kay as a he's called Kay Emmanuel. He works for Radio Passes Uganda, and he's also a freelance fact checker and a multimedia journalist. And then we have John Mabe Charles, he's a student. And we have Saleh Moses Azaria, he's a freelance journalist, currently working for the World Program. Yeah, nice to have all of you on board. And Samuel Lokule.
Yes, thank you. My name is Samuel Okule James. I'm currently in Yale, and then I'm a fresh graduate from the media development. I'm currently in Yale. Thank you.
So are you working towards practicing media work, maybe working with the radio stations there or freelancing? Nice to have you on board. And we have Victoria.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody.
Good
Thank you so much. I'm Amidi Victoria, communications and media awareness. I become currently, and I'm also an entrepreneur here. I'm looking forward.
Okay, great. Nice to have you on board, Victoria. I see Kay is saying he's missing Yay. We have Simon Rieng Piom. Okay, I see Simon Rieng introducing himself in the chat box. He's Simon Rieng Piom, and he works as a teacher with King's Heart Secondary School. Nice to have you on board Simon.
You're very good at pronouncing names, Vida.
Okay, over to you, Arik, and you can proceed with your presentation. Thank you so much.
Oh my God. Hi, everyone. Okay, I'm not going to introduce myself again. I've been introduced pretty much by Vida. So I will just start sharing my screen with you guys. Are we good?
Yes, 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 yes. We are seeing the screen.
All right, perfect. So, going straight to the point, if I might ask, like maybe one of you, before we reach to the responsibilities, you put it in the chat. What do you think are your responsibilities as an online user? So digital rights are just like human rights, but the online human rights. So maybe if we do not have the internet, we'll only have human rights as just the only rights that are there. But we have digital rights because online has become a huge part of our lives. And
If you're not hearing me, you let me know. Because online world has made us like it's a massive part of our life right now, and we can do without it. Education, entertainment, communication, and so on. Everything is run by it. So, but most of us do not know if we are following the right policies to interact with others or to share information and so on. So it interrelates to the protection and realization of existing rights, such as the right and freedom of expression in the context of digital technologies. That is self-explanatory. Do we follow the same rules online as we do offline? This is a quest to access how we're practicing and
yeah, that's the perfect one. Online is more better than that.
This guy just came on. Right, Vida?
Yeah, you can carry.
So this is the quest to access how we're practicing freedom of expression in the cyberspace, and as well as the legal framework around it. So maybe if you commit something or if you go against the policies that are put in place, what will happen to you and so on. So why are they important? They're important because we do shopping, entertainment, we share information, everything we do it's online. So, and then of course our privacy. We share very sensitive information, mainly in whatever media we use, be it on Messenger and so on. So whatever you share with your loved ones or people that are so close to you shouldn't be seen by others. So our digital right, particularly the right to privacy and freedom of expression, are becoming more important. We need to understand how our data is being used by companies, government,
internet such as Facebook and Google. Even local companies are the one that we are familiar with, like MTN. I'm sure when you're registering your SIM card, there is some kind of data that they usually take. So you should always be mindful, or you should know what they do with that data, who do they share it with, and if you find out that they are sharing it with someone that they are not supposed to share, or without your consent rather, you have the right to sue them if the law is in place. So what are examples of the digital rights that we're talking about right now? So we have right to access and use computers or other electronic devices. Nowadays, people are into Internet of Things, so they're not so common here, but yeah, definitely they will not miss, they'll come here. So you have right to access all those things. You have right to access and use digital content. For example, you have right to content if maybe, for example, this content, these slides, you have the right to access it and use it or read it, or any other digital content that is put available there publicly, be it on YouTube in form of a video or in form of a document. You have the right to use that digital content. You have the right to create and share digital media. So you have the right to create and then you share. And also while you're sharing it, you should be mindful like what you're sharing. Like should be in the scope of okay. Minute. So you also have right to privacy in digital communities. You have right to privacy. That's very, very important. No one should evade your privacy whatsoever. Even maybe even if maybe you committed a crime and the law is in place, at least maybe there should be an order from the court that they should see or they should have access to your phone or your inbox whatsoever. Yes. So you have right to express your ideas and opinions openly. Like no one should threaten you. No one should say that you can't speak here because we own this space. No one owns the internet or anything. You can speak up. So you have the right to report anyone or anything that seems inappropriate. So if someone is bullying you or doing anything that is not okay with you, you have the right to report either to the social network company or to the authorities if maybe you want to take it offline. So while you have all those rights, you have to maintain your privacy. Do not share personal information. And so when they say you have the right to privacy, it doesn't mean like someone else should be doing like the work for you. It shouldn't be someone else that is trying to share protect you. You should be the number one defender. And how you will defend yourself, you will not be given tools, but you'll be given information like what we're doing right now. And maybe what we're going to be doing in other trainings like the one that I've passed for basic cybersecurity and so on. So get that information, protect yourself. If you have someone that's close to you, you pass the message to so that they maintain that and your right to privacy is observed and the observation start with you. So while you have the right to access information and share it also, you only access the technology when you are supposed to. Ground rules may need to be set, you understand? So you share or you access, not everything you should access. So you shouldn't access someone's inbox because you have the right to access. So you access what is maybe in the public domain. Hello guys, I'm not getting you. Abudia. How about now? Can you hear me?
No, he has not enabled his audio, so he cannot hear us. Let him enable his audio. I will write to him in the chat box.
Okay. And then while you also have the right to use digital content,
use caution when talking to people you do not know. So maybe assuming that someone is giving you the digital content, you should use like the internet appropriately. You be very cautious of maybe what they are giving you or how they're trying to give you. Yes. And then while you create blogs, wiki, and other platforms to voice your opinion or findings. And then use technology to gather information, communicate, or just have fun, but not to commit criminal activities. For example, scam other people or cyberbully other people. Yeah. So what are your responsibilities? So your responsibilities as a digital citizen or a digital user, after having those rights, use appropriate language and behavior when interacting with others. I know cyberbullying. That one is that means like you should not. There is this thing that we usually do. We can just post anybody's picture and try to make fun of them. So if the person reports you that they're not okay with that, and or when you talk, okay, when you talk of ground rules, what are those rules, if I may ask? Okay, you wait. There is a part where we'll talk of the legal framework later, and then that's what I will talk about. Okay. So respect the opinion of and ideas of others. That one is simple to understand. Do not use or obey intellectual property laws. So what do you understand by intellectual property? Who can give me an example of intellectual property? In the chat box. Who can? Someone? Intellectual property. An example. An example of intellectual property. You speak if you know.
No, yeah, I think if you create content and have copyright to it, I think it can be termed as intellectual property.
Yeah, for example, if there is a praise you have said, then you copyright it. For example,
yeah.
There is a one that is trending right now. It's called Pumpkin, and it was said by the governor of Lake State, and he was telling people to clap. He was giving them ideas and tell them to clap. So and then people started using it. So if he had cooperated it, then maybe people would be like, stop using it anyhow. So but now everyone is using it because it's not copyrighted. So even an idea that is copyrighted can qualify to be an intellectual property. So a design as well, if it's your design and you have copyrighted it, then no one should use it. So it becomes an intellectual property. Software, trademarks, with musicians, like beats are copyrighted. So you find someone like seeing someone has sampled their beat in their music, it becomes a problem. So maybe if you are using something, you may be classified under Creative Commons so that you do not get punished by copyright laws or rules. Maybe here in South Sudan, we don't have copyright yet, but it will come in. Yeah, because maybe when the content is localized, everything will be easy. And everyone will start creating their own. Yeah. And all these things are good because they make people creative so that people do not dwell so much on what others have created. So it's very important. Do not use or share others' work without permission. Yes. So when you are sharing or you're using moral rights, I don't know, maybe. When this one is very common with Junubin, especially on YouTube. Someone tried to create a YouTube channel, and then what they do, they upload videos of musicians. That musicians have short videos, yes, music videos. They upload them there without their permission. And since there is no copyright issue, there are no copyright issues here to take your content down or whatever content you have uploaded. People are forced to just tell you that when they are uploading their videos, they upload and then they write a disclaimer that please do not re-upload this video. So that's not good. If you want to upload it, do it with permission. You might think that maybe now it's nice, but later on, even if you have stayed with that content for how long, and the copyright laws are put in place here, and that person claims it, and it is theirs, definitely it will be taken away from you and would have been a waste of time. So it's good to ask for permission. It's good to ask for permission before you share the work. Someone said in the chat box that what is copyright, right? So
Yeah,
copyright. So copyrights are is a type of that gives owner the executive right to copy, distribute, and adapt, display, and perform creative work. So, for example, the examples I have given, especially the one from the music videos, is that if the video is yours and it is yours, and then you have copyrighted it, it is only yours. It's you who should upload it anywhere. It's you who should delete it. It's you who should distribute it to people that you want. Seeing me is not important. Pay attention. So it protects the originality of your work to be only used by you. You understand? But not like you putting in a lot of effort and then someone come just download it, put it in their channel, and then they start benefiting from it. So that is what it meant by copyright. I hope I've answered you, yeah? If you're not satisfied, you let me know. I'll try maybe to explain it again. How should one incorporate his stuff? Yeah. Anyway, maybe I'll answer that in the end. So do not use or share someone's work. I've just talked about that without permission. Follow rules and code of conduct for every internet site. So every internet site or a website has their own rules and code of conduct that maybe they ask of you. So it's very common now. For example, you can find a Facebook group and then they put their rules. They say no abusive language, no no advertisement, or maybe if they are telling you not to advertise any work, then That is, those are the code of conduct that you should follow. Then responsibility to report cyberbullying threats and inappropriate use of digital resources. So if you see someone is cyberbullying someone, even if you're not the one who is being targeted, then and you understand cyberbullying, then you have the right to report that person, because sometimes if someone is being bullied, they do not have the energy to stand up for themselves. So maybe they are being, the other person is overcoming them and is dominating them in everything. So you have to come in as someone that is using the same space as them, and then protect those people, and yeah, you qualify to be a good digital citizen, or you are performing your responsibilities, so that the rights of others are respected as yours are respected. If yours are respected, you make sure yours are respected, and you are respecting the right of others. Why are you washing? Or I mean, like, why would you keep quiet and then you let others' right being violated by someone you are seeing when you can actually stop it? Come on, guys. How do you? We shall go there later. So here is how you will put your responsibilities, how you will perform them. You utilize proper online etiquette, like make sure you give out your opinions openly without upsetting other people or abusing them or so on. So if it's an argument, you argue in a civilized manner. Yes, thank you, Moses, mate. And then give the author credit for the work you use. A lot of us, especially in South Sudan, do not like that. For example, you will get works that someone has written and you are impressed by it. And then you go and post it without giving credit that this is, or even simple photograph that the photo was taken by this person. People do not know how to do that. Which is, but sometimes we forget, but it's not right. It doesn't qualify you to be performing your responsibilities as an online user. So you give credits, and mostly why photographers like being given credit is that if the photo has been taken nice and someone sees his work, next time they will call him. So it's a form of advertisement for them. But if it's not a photograph, for example, you have to give credit because someone put in their work to make sure that it looks that nice that you even liked it. You understand? So give credit to the author for the work you use. Then respectfully voice your opinion through technological venue. I've talked about that. Then respect others' point of view on the internet. Accept that they say what they say has meaningful, and then explain why you disagree. Simple as that. You do not have to abuse them so that they understand, or they understand that whatever you are saying is the right thing. Understand? Then stand against cyberbullying. So I talked about standing against cyberbullying. So you do not let others being bullied in your presence. If you do that, you are actually part of the cyberbullying. So we'll go to this. So especially, let's say here in South Sudan, there are things that are mainly abused. And then you will ask that, what are some of these rights that are abused? We all agree that hate speech is very common. Cyberbullying is common. Although some people do it not knowing that they're actually doing cyberbullying. Defamation is common. Harassment privacy breaching, which is hacking as well, fake news, misinformation, disinformation, and propaganda, and then other related cyber crimes. So hate speech, I think we all understand it. Unless maybe if you don't understand hate speech, you tell me. You write it in the chat. Yeah, so I must understand. So the silent means everyone is there. Cyberbullying, I've just been talking about it. So what makes what qualifies to be cyberbullying? So what qualifies to be cyberbullying are things like body shaming. People like body shaming. So if someone is big, you start like, this person is so big. If the person is so slim, say maybe this person is sick, and so on. That body shaming, especially online, is qualifies to be cyberbullying. And then posting someone's pictures. What is defamation? Okay, I'm coming there, bro. Or your sister. Posting someone's picture with an intent to shame them or to degrade their image qualifies to be cyberbullying. Posting someone's personal information without their consent is personal information. I mean, is cyberbullying. Yes. And then defamation. Okay, defamation is not for everyone, but people will be like saying that this one is defaming me. Like, I think maybe that if you have to disagree with me, but I think it's for only famous people or people that are known. Because if no one knows you or you're not a person of interest to the public, and then maybe someone is writing nasty things about you, I'll just say that person is cyberbullying you. But if you are a public figure or you're well known, then they say, oh, this person is defaming you, is trying to reduce your fame. But people come, even someone like you've never heard of, and then they say, this person is defaming me, but you're not famous in the first place. So that's how I understand it. And so if you come up now and then this one is very common with footballers. So the footballers usually get cases that this one has raped someone like that and so on. And then maybe it comes out that the case was not actually true, or the accused was innocent. Then there, okay, I'm good now. Then they'll say you were just trying to defame the person, because the person is not like you're trying to just destroy his image. And then harassment, it's just like abusing language on online, especially that the common one is the one that targets genders. So if maybe a journalist that is reporting is a female, and maybe she's reporting something that these guys do not like, then they will start talking negatively of the fact that she's a female. What do you do when wrong information about you? If it's you, let's say, it qualifies to be cyberbullying. Then privacy breaching, or maybe you have not understood harassment. So harassment is just like will answer that. Harassment is just like abusing people online randomly, or maybe because they don't agree with you and so on. So, and maybe especially when the person is not on the same level, like the way you're abusing and then you're making this thing. I'm going there. Then that is harassment. And privacy breaching is hacking. Or you may be someone getting access to your Facebook account, that is privacy breaching. Someone get your phone, put in your PIN if you have a PIN, and then they start seeing your WhatsApp message physically, like they have your phone and then they start opening your WhatsApp message. That is privacy breaching because they are seeing things they're not supposed to be seeing, or they're seeing messages that might be private to you. Yes, so that is privacy breaching. And then fake news, misinformation, and disinformation, and propaganda. Maybe who doesn't understand this? I know there are some people who have attending training here. Let's try to be interactive. What is fake news to you? What is fake news? Or misinformation? What do you understand by any of these terms? Come on, guys.
Because these are news that are unreal. You know, fake news are news that have got no sources, that are not real, just to misinform the public, regardless of reality in that information.
Yeah, so they're misleading. Okay, what about misinformation? You think it's the same thing? You think it's the same thing? Fake news which is not true or lacks facts. Okay. What about misinformation? You think misinformation and disinformation, and fake news is the same thing, or how do you understand misinformation?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, misinformation. This is not the right information where the correct words has been used. Like if I say today we have lectures online, then you may see somebody will say today we have meeting. This is misinformation.
Hello?
So, yes.
Yeah. Alex, first of all, I would like to apologize for coming late. I just want to share some knowledge that I have about fake news and misinformation. I think fake news is something which is completely not true. But when you come to misinformation, it is the information that somebody may say in a wrong way, so that to divide the understanding of somebody to what the person needs. In misinformation is something that the person intended to do. Thank you.
Okay, so misinformation is a misleading news that maybe someone, or information that someone is sharing, but without an intent to deceive other people, because maybe they believe it's true based on the source that has posted it. Then this information is the one that people share, or that information someone shares, but they know that it's fake, but they keep sharing it with an intent to deceive people. And then propaganda is especially like misleading information but biasness is there inside. So someone used to promote or publicize something,
So, but they just know that it's not true, but this information is not meant, but it's a misleading information, but it's not meant, it's not intended to deceive people. But this information is with intentions. That is the difference. So we go to other cyber crimes. The other cyber crimes are things like phishing. For those of you or someone that might have come across the training, the cybersecurity training. So phishing, where someone send you links, and then once you click the link, you either download malicious software into your machine or your computer or your phone, or yes, scamming. Thank you, Simon. Yes, DDoS attack, all other related cyber crimes. So all these things are digital rights offenses that are happening here in South Sudan. And most people maybe take these things are supposed to be happening. They are not our rights. So this information is used to that misleading. Yes. So yeah. I'm doing some again. Now let's go to digital citizenship. Before I maybe define digital citizenship, who do you think is a digital citizen? Come on, guys. Who do you think is a digital citizen? Who do you think is a digital citizen? Come on. Speak up. If you're with us, who is a digital citizen, guys? Okay, perfect. Emmanuel Knight, someone who uses the internet. So that means all of us are digital citizens at the moment. All of us are digital citizens at the moment. So a digital citizenship refers to responsible use of technology by anyone who uses computers and the internet and digital devices to engage with the society at any level. The meaning cannot be understood without understanding effective social participation, effective social in the digital sphere, respect human rights and through the responsible use of technology. And like the right we have said before, so if you respect those rights, if you know your rights, it means you will be able to respect other people's rights. Because some people will come up with excuses that, but I didn't know that this is bad. So because we do things as humans sometimes, like maybe what I like is not what you like, and so on. So, but there are some things that are not negotiable, like things, people's rights. You do not interfere with them, like maybe you wouldn't want them to interfere with yours. So a good digital citizen is the one who is able to identify the critical need for digital citizenship in a virtually connected world and take steps toward learning and relearning their role in society as digital citizens. So
So why is it important? So digital citizenship is important. It makes it possible to acquire knowledge, attribute it, apply it, as well as we all agree that education slowly is going online. A big part of it is going online. So so it's good that you will people will be acquiring knowledge. You acquire knowledge, attribute it, apply it, like you've learned it. So like what we're doing right now, you should go and apply it, and then you also critique. So if there's something that you have not understood or you think maybe it has not been put in a way you understand it, you speak about it or you write about it. And then a good digital citizen can also use digital technology not only live secure and smart life themselves, but also encouraging others to. So we have one problem here in South Sudan. We have a problem of digital literacy is very low. So, and it's not one person that's going to do it. It's going to take all of us as a team. So if you have learned or you have become, maybe we'll send you out there as an ambassador. So what we have taught you go, and then you teach it to others so that we reduce the numbers, and maybe we have a lot of people that understand this and how to use social network or the technology appropriately. Yes. And when we do that, we will avoid a lot of things because people will understand what misinformation is, disinformation and propaganda and so on. So people will be sharing with care because they learned it, that it's not right, and it's their responsibility not to mislead the public. Then responsible digital can reduce discrimination and bring people from different and diverse backgrounds to work together. For example, if you come across an article that is maybe talking negatively about a certain group of people or a certain tribe or a certain region, maybe you sharing it or maybe voicing your opinion, like spotting it, like doesn't differentiate you from those people. So you reduce discrimination by maybe not giving it attention. By, you see, when you share something, sometimes people think that they are making it a good deal of it, but when you share it, you're actually giving it more audience that did not see it. And so when you understand these things, you will not be able to share anyhowly. Who should be a digital citizen? We said everyone that is using the internet. So your age doesn't really matter if you're using the internet, Simon. So you learn how to share, and you share responsibly, and you will be reducing discrimination, and then it will help bring a lot of people from diverse backgrounds to work together. Responsible digital citizen can harness several elements of digital citizenship to build closer and more connected communities that are aware of what unites them. So let's say that, for example, when the basketball team was really doing outside there, so people use social media to coordinate about the games that are coming up. And even when they were coming, people that did not go to the airport also were given to watch these guys coming in, to share also their happiness in the comments and so on. So those are the some of the importance of digital citizenship. So elements of digital citizenship. Someone wrote something. Really, even children. No, no, not every, even children, because we say everyone that uses the internet. Children don't use the internet. Maybe if they are using internet and they are using it with regulations. For example, if your child is using the internet, it's absolutely your duty as a parent to guide them on what side they should be visiting, so that they do not come along content that is not appropriate. So, and then if we're talking about the social networking side, for example, Facebook, there is an age. There is an age that is given for someone to sign up. Yes, and that's why I say there is a certain age, mainly, especially for children, especially when it comes to social network. I think Facebook is 30, so on. So, and yes, 17-year-old child is eligible to use it. Yes. So children that know how to use the internet are using the internet, or children that know how to play games, they're also digital citizens. If they are playing games or they watch YouTube, even those ones, they watch YouTube maybe with the guidance of the parents, so they're qualified to be digital citizens. Yes. Then someone said, what do you by etiquette? Right? Etiquette just simply means polite behavior, or a formal or a normal code of behavior in the society, or how people behave normally, understand? Or the polite behavior way. These days, children are little, so they need to control them on what they consume. The one that should control them is the people that is giving them the content. So if you're giving your child to have access, then yeah, it's you to protect them so that they do not access bad sides. So this is all about treating others, other digital users on social media platform with respect, acceptance, and empathy. Inappropriate behavior such as any form of discrimination or cyberbullying in digital etiquette. Then the restricted area. Okay, thank you for that. So digital access involves the ability to reach out to others and access information in multiple formats using technology. Digital access is all about bringing the gap between the digital hubs and digital nodes. So buying and selling of goods, digital commerce, using digital technology must be transparent, timely, and tailored for the customer's needs and specifications. So maybe if you're going to do e-commerce business one day, most of the children phone and internet provided by MTN. But who gave them the phone? Talk about it later. So digital literacy is important. I've talked about it already, but it is to have a basic level of competence and proficiency using digital software, such as creating an account on a website, sending an email, or preparing a presentation. This one is really low here, and it's going to require all of us make sure that we close the gap. And then digital law, the most technical and special aspect of the elements digital citizenship is digital law, which encompasses the rule of law or guideline within or that's supposed to interact, function in a digital environment. So we will talk about it later. We'll talk about the present. Then these elements, all possible pathways in which digital users can communicate online, including
but not restricted to social media, emails, games, and virtual calls. So digital citizen examples can range from simple to the complex, from beginning to the consequential. A sample of digital citizenship examples are listed below. Learning to download antivirus and use it to protect one's device. That one qualifies, yes, because you're supposed to protect your privacy, and protecting your privacy starts with maybe having an antivirus on your machine. Then building a system or a guideline and protocol for safeguarding privacy before launching a virtual interaction featuring participants from across the world. So this one is usually done, for example, we're having a Zoom call now. So maybe as the host, me and Vida, we make sure that there are some things that we do not allow to make sure that security of the whole session is intact. Then developing and teaching leadership courses online as part of digital citizenship for students. So very good, like what we're doing now, and then reporting bullies and trolls on social media and blocking users who send inappropriate content on private chats. Yes. Then legal from the legal. By the way, here there are three mobile network operators in South Sudan, which is MTN, Zain, and Digital. So, and the internet, and then the ISPs as well, internet service providers, the Connects, the Liquid, the Muya, the RCS, so on, the Tala, if the smart network, those ones. Fastnet. So the internet penetration is estimated as 16% as of this year, and 23% of the country population are connected to the mobile. So the number is very low. And as the number is going to increase, we'll have more problems coming in so many different ways. People will be abusing other people's digital rights. People will be committing cyber crimes. So as we're doing this, we're setting a pace that whenever we're having new people, we reduce and we make the number of those people who understand this very much to a target that we desire. So someone say, what do you do, and what do you do when someone posts information about you? I mean, wrong information about you. Someone say that. Correctly clued. What do you mean, my brother? What do you mean, my brother, by correctly clued? What do you mean?
Okay. Clue mean idea. You said something at the last end of that, which is really, I mean, it's correct, because to say something correct is when you get the correct information. This is true.
Yeah, sure. You just wrote it short, so that's why I was like not trying to understand. I mean, not understanding what you're saying. So the low part of it has been a little bit delayed, but last year we made a good step as a country when our president signed the Cybercrime and Computer Misuse Provisional Order. So constitutionally, I'm not a law person, so I don't know if it was maybe supposed to be done that way or maybe through the parliament. I don't know. But yes, it was a good step because at least they have recognized that this is the serious issue that is going to be at hand and to be affecting us as more people are using the internet day by day. So it was signed in May, and before that, Article 22 of the Transitional Constitution of South Sudan 2011 guarantees the right to privacy. And so it's a right to privacy, and right to privacy could mean even the online privacy. By the way, privacy, especially the online, is a human right that people really do not take serious. So the provisional order is the one that highlights it highlights some of this, the punishments, what should be done and what should not be done once someone crosses the line or commits a crime. So, but there are some things, because it's not a complete thing, there are some offenses that are curtail of freedom, potentially curtail freedom of expression and the right to information. For example, spamming as an offense under the section 21 of the provisional order could be interpreted to include all communication through online platforms, including social media platforms like Facebook and WhatsApp. So spamming, and that's why it is a provisional order, because so much need to be corrected. Then under the provision, virtually all individuals who forward messages on social media stand the risk of prosecution, especially if that is observed or if that is what maybe the government is saying about spamming. So maybe if you get a message and then you forward it, then you qualify to be a cyber criminal because you've committed an offense. And then what if the information is correct, or you're just trying to exercise your digital right, you're sharing the right information so that the person sees, and then you get prosecuted, which is not right. So the offense, the offense of offensive communication under the section 25 potentially drives freedom of expression. Someone is saying, so that is the digital framework, and the cybercrime specialized public prosecution Tony office was established, and it was launched last week. Or am I wrong, Vida? Oh, Vida is not here. So it was launched last week when you are not here. Yeah, so the specialized cybercrime prosecution place was launched on 26th last month, or the month that just ended yesterday. So that says that now if you have, we're going to share with you I will share the cyber crime and computer misuse order. You go through it, such that maybe if you have been doing something, you should stop, because you could be in big trouble soon. Or if someone does it to you, you should know where to go right now. So that is about the legal framework, the provisional order, and what has been put right and what has not been put right. So apart from the spamming thing, there are a lot of things that have not been put in place, and especially with the data protection bill still pending, it's not yet
sign, which is very important because it has a big guide to this or to how we interact, because data is a serious issue here. It's what we're talking about, and it's what people try to manipulate and so on. So South Sudan has also ratified the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights that provides for the right to privacy under Article 17. The Africa Charter on Human Rights and People's Rights, whose Article 5 provides for the right to respect one's dignity, which includes the right to privacy. However, South Sudan is yet to sign and ratify the African Union Convention on Cybersecurity and Personal Data Protection. And this is because one part is not done, like the data protection bill is still, but it has started. NCA is working really hard to make sure it's put in place. Then cybercrime and computer misuse provisional order, talk about it, was enacted. So, and that is not a complete thing. So it still needs to be reviewed as some things are not yet active. Thank you. Now let's go to questions. Questions, guys. Or was it so fast? Those are like over 20 slides. Guys, question.
Yes.
You can speak if you don't want to write the question.
Okay. Hope you're hearing me.
Yes, I am hearing you, sir.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask. I posed my question earlier, but I want to ask again. Like I have a social media handle. Let me use Facebook for this matter. Yeah. I have my privacy. I have the photos. Like, how do I do to reach? Yes, the profile pictures or the photos that I upload. But I don't want any other person like to download it. For instance, he may go to my profile and just download my profile picture and use it for his own things. So how do I restrict that?
How do you restrict what?
Yeah, nobody should like download my pictures, my profile pictures, or any picture that I uploaded in my account, for instance.
Yeah, so if it's Facebook, for example, go to the privacy settings, yeah?
Yeah.
Then follow all the instructions. So if you go to the privacy settings, someone's raising their hand.
That's the same as that. Let me just lower it.
So if you go to privacy settings, you'll find where they give you an option to either turn on who sees your stuff or who doesn't see your stuff. You can even put an option where they give you a view that if someone is viewing your profile for the first time and maybe they're not among your contacts, there are some things they will not see. They'll just see like so much emptiness on your. Then there is a way people also lock their profile. So you just search. There are ways Facebook give people to do that. How to lock your profile? You just say how to lock your profile. Yeah, you try to Google that and you get solution.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Another question?
Yes.
Yes.
No. Okay, I
I'm not hearing you, sir.
Two things to confirm. Like in a shopping, you say, are you getting me now?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Like these people who are okay, please. Like those who are hanging our accounts, particularly Facebook. You see, may pretend then try to change even the name, but use the photo. How can we actually control this kind of people. Then too, in deformation, like the example or the scenario for Kenya, for the president or the vice president of Kenya, when he was sworn in, then there's other people also who have tried to use that thing, then put in the social media, like it is there in WhatsApp and even in the Facebook. How can we arrest this kind of people in deforming VIPs? Thank you.
Well, the person.
Hello. Yes.
Hello. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
See how the person that is being talked about react to that is the most important thing. If maybe you think that you're being defamed, and then you react and you sue the person that made the video, then yes, the person can face the charges. But if the person that is being defamed has not said that I'm being defamed because maybe he finds it funny, or he just find it like it's for fun, or it's funny, like it's a joke, then people laugh about it. Yes. So it's up to you as the person say, this person has defamed. I have not done it. Understand? Then the one for the vice president of Kenya, it wasn't something that maybe, it was just the way he was speaking. There was nothing new. There was nothing added. That people was doing. What was just added was just the laughing whatever voice and other videos to it. But his real video was real. If there is something he did not say well, then he did not say it well. There's nothing defaming there about it, because it was on a live TV and so on. Yes. And then defamation, what I know is that it's the person that is concerned, not another person. For example, if someone is talking, if someone is talking bad about Bida, I shouldn't come and say, I shouldn't go and sue that person. Then I say, this person is defaming Bida. Maybe Bida should be the one to say, this person is defaming me. You understand? Yes. So you as the person, you're the one that to stand up for yourself when it comes to that case. Someone says here that that I should elaborate more on the citizenship example, digital citizenship example. One is privacy, like you should protect your privacy. Yes, because you have a right to privacy. You protect your privacy by having a strong password, by having a two-factor authentication turned on, by making use of all the privacy settings that are provided by the social networking site. That is one. Secondly, stand up against cyberbullying. So if you see someone is being cyberbullied, make sure you report cyberbullies so that other people's rights are respected or are not exploited in your presence, and you keep quiet. You understand? So those are some of the examples. The slide will be shared with you later via your emails. Yes. So you were saying also that how will you control those who hack people and so on? So by having smart cyber hygiene. This month is a cybersecurity awareness month, and you'll be seeing a lot of content, especially on the starting today, social media, about smart practices, how you should stay safe, and what you should do. So I've already mentioned few about having a strong password, not sharing your password with other people, making sure you have one password for one account. Not mean like you should not have the same password for your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram, and any other social network site, maybe Reddit. So you have one password for it, because if one gets hacked, it will not affect others. Maybe if one gets hacked that does not have so much sensitive information, you will not be affected. That is the advantage. So make sure you turn on two-factor authentication, because it is security beyond password. so that when someone gets to know your password, even if they log in, they have your password, they will not be able to log into your account because you'll be sent a code, and the code will alert you that someone is trying to log into your account, and then from there you will change your password immediately. So those are some of the smart practices, and a lot of will be posting a lot on the Septicom Facebook page and Twitter. So if you're following us, you'll see some of them, and then you put them into practice. If you're not, you start following us now. Any other question? Any other question, guys?
Yes, I have a comment I need to make.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a problem whereby many people are involved in ways where they're being cheated through Facebook or else WhatsApp. Like here in South Sudan, many people are being robbed because there are people who took from them maybe $100, $200 in a way that they are confused that you have some items or some parcels being sent to you from outside. So my question is, how will you people help such kind of people suffering from the hands of criminals? What are the modalities that you'll put in place in order to safeguard the citizens of South Sudan from being robbed by such kind of criminals? Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, actually the right question to the right person, because at Septicom we do incident response, like Peter said earlier on, and the incident response is to the public, and we are in partnership with the National Communication Authority in regards to that. And then also this project is to also help in raising awareness, because if for example you who is raising this concern, if those cyber criminals try to approach you, definitely you will refuse. You will not send in your money because you've maybe come across this before, and you know them that they are scammers, isn't it? Can you hear me?
I'm getting you, yeah.
Yeah, so you will know them that they are scammers. Huh? So you will never fall for the scam. You understand? Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why we are working hard in creating awareness. We've been going to some of other states outside Juba, and we train people, and we believe those people we have trained will go on out there and then try to give the message to other people, so that when someone come across such thing, they will definitely say, no, this is not the way. You understand? So when we give people knowledge, it's just like harming them so that they are ready for all the things that come across them on the internet. Otherwise, once your money has been sent, or you've already sent the money to the scammers, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing even the government can do.
Sure,
so the money is gone like that. So the best way is to prevent before it happens. You understand?
Yes,
so that's why we are doing sessions like this, and the one we're doing here, we've been also doing radio talk shows. We're really trying, but we don't want when we train people, they go and keep quiet. When we train people, they go out there and then they start preaching, and so that we reach more people, so that the knowledge gap is widened, and these people will really have no knowledge in exploiting the people online. Salah.
Yes, it's me talking. Yeah. Of course, I'm saying this because there has been a case study of 2 to 3 people that I have gone through. One, there was a guy, he tried to confuse me that he was the governor of Yei by then. But because I was wise enough, I had to ask him several questions. Out of that, he ran away. He had to block me out. And I had also some friends, about 2 to 3, who came to me that, please help me with some credit. I have ABCD that I'm running through the internet. And then it was a luck that I had that knowledge before I had to help them. I told them, please stop, these are scammers. They will just confuse your money. But apart from that, there were people who are robbed, at least they over $1,500, $2,000 and so on. A lot of money went. So such platform will help other people who are still innocent, do not know what is going on, in order to safeguard them from such kind of criminals. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Salah. We did not go to Yei. Someone say, when are you coming to Yei? We did not go to Yei with Bida here because we were going to at least each city or each town per state. So since Yei is under central, since Yei is under Central Equatoria, we didn't go to Yei. But in our next project, I promise we shall come through. We shall come through to Yei. And another thing is, Salah, I hope you're listening. Another thing, what we also do is once we encourage people to come forward to Safetycom, like you approached us on Facebook. If there are things that you're not so sure of, there's nothing wrong in asking. So you ask us, we investigate for you, and then we give you feedback. That's a sure thing. Yeah. So that's what also we do. And if you see there is a profile that is impersonating another person, especially a government official, you forward it to us, because we will help you remove that profile. That's the only thing we can do. We help those. We have removed a lot of profiles that have been scamming people using different names of different government officials since we came into existence.
Very good. That's really nice. That's really nice. Yeah, I didn't know about that, but I'm glad that I have acquired this knowledge today. Will help in at least letting those people know. Maybe some of my colleagues who have their accounts intercepted can easily be helped as well.
Come to Safetycom. So the Facebook page for Safetycom is written Safetycom South Sudan.
Safetycom South Sudan.
Well. So, yes.
Okay.
May we allow Kai Emmanuel Duku? He's saying he's about the trouble and he has a question. May we please allow him ask that question?
Yeah. You ask your question, Emmanuel.
All right. Thank you, Arik, for the presentation and the organizers for such a wonderful workshop. And I just have one question to Arik. Like, for example, you are doing a story. You are doing a story and you wanted some of the sources to respond online, and you have sent for them an email. You wanted to trace whether this email has reached the person, whether this email has been read. But most often when you give the person a phone call, he or she denies that he has not received an email or he has not seen anything. So in this case, is there a way that you can track that an email has been sent, received, and read? Because some of the sources tend to deny responding to emails.
Yes, there is a way, but I'm afraid I cannot show you.
Yeah, we can arrange for a better way, and then we can have this interaction privately.
No.
If you cannot show us probably.
I cannot show you, because if you are tracking someone, whether someone has received the email or not, yeah, and they go and complain that, how did you know that I received the email? And then you start showing evidence, the person will definitely say that you are infringing with their privacy, or you are breaching their privacy. That's why you are able to know that the email was received. So please.
Okay, the point here is,
I understand.
Like
I understand it's for good reason. For a good reason.
Yes, but then again, if you are doing an investigative story, you are doing an investigative story that you need to get every facts right. Someone wants to deny the information, but he said he has not received the information.
If you're doing an investigative story, my brother, and if the person is not going to give you information, then him saying that I have received your email does not guarantee that he also will give you the right information. So if the person is not already, someone has already shared that use mail Slack. That you shouldn't have. So someone can complain that you are into their privacy already. So that's why you are able to track them. So tracking is not cool. If the other means that you can use to find out, then okay. But like that. Anyway, next question. Next question, please. Okay, since there are no more questions, Bida, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Eric. First, I would like to remind all participants to register their attendance.
Wait.
Yeah, yeah, Eric, like for us who are doing fact checking, like it's sometimes very important to track some emails for purposes of accountability. So like for instance, like for me, I track almost all emails I send to ensure that like sort of the people get to read and that. So for fact checking, it's recommended. And Kay, you can use mail track. I share the link in the chat box. You should be able to sort of this. It is a Chrome extension. You can install it on Chrome and then connect your email to it. So I see Lobur complain that he's not seeing attendance. You just click again. It should be issues with your network. Just click the link and you should be able to register your attendance. So in the remaining minutes,
Just a minute. I'm in a training session. Almost done.
yeah. Otherwise, Arik, thank you so much for the presentation. It was nice, sort of breaking down to all of us what digital citizenship is, what our digital rights and responsibilities are. And I trust that most of us here have picked a couple of things that we should be able to put into practice going forward. So like he stressed, it's important that you don't only take the knowledge from this training and then keep it to yourself. You share with your network, in your workplace, in your school, in your church, in your community meetings, so that people are aware that much as they are digital citizens, they should know that they have rights and that people should not violate their rights. And also that they have responsibilities that they have to fulfill so that their rights are not violated. And there are also a lot of aspects of digital citizenship that were explained, and please go and share this knowledge with your friends and family. So in the remaining 20 minutes, I will take you through a brief session on how you can kind of look through, use some tools to be able to spot sort of misinformation that spreads online. A few fact-checking tools, how you can sort of make sense of make sort of false content that you come across from time to time. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. My screen. So please don't forget to share. Don't forget to sort of I'm saying don't forget to fill your attendance because you're supposed to have yeah, so please do fill the attendance. There's already a link in the chat box that you should use, because if you don't register, we cannot know that you have registered your attendance. And please fill only once. I do not want to see somebody filling the same attendance 2 times. Only fill once. I trust that you're already seeing my screen that I am sharing. So we look at, also, of course, the types of misinformation disorder, which you already know. We talk of misinformation where we cannot share that in the WhatsApp group. There's someone asking, we cannot share that in the WhatsApp group. So click the chat box. And and you should be able to fill the attendance. So we talk of misinformation, which is unintentional. We talk of disinformation, which is deliberate. And then we talk of malinformation, where people take advantage of information that is true. And of course, it's important that we do fact checking as people, as news consumers. content creators, and people who are in the different spheres, so that you're able to know whether claims are true and something that you can rely on. And then we should be able to do verification, where we seek evidence before we put out any information that we want to share. So social media, as you know, social media encourages the sharing of images and videos. And of course, a photograph is much more likely to spread than a longer text article. These days, people have a lot of information that they have to consume. So they are less likely to read very long articles. And in so doing, you realize that images and videos spread very fast. They get a lot of engagement as compared to longer text. And with fact-checking methodology, it teaches you to spend your time to check content like images and videos, so that you treat them as sources on their own, to ensure that you don't become part of a chain of misinformation, because you know that misinformation follows a particular chain. And if you sort of share information without due diligence, you become a chain of that misinformation pattern. So there's what we call fact-checking and verification tools. We know that many images and videos are shared and reshared online so many times that their original context and information are lost. So for instance now, like Rick earlier said, of a trend that is currently making rounds of the governor of Lake State making an address and encouraging people to clap. And right now, even people who do not know the meaning of that phrase, they are sort of using it. So, and that video is something that was done earlier, but it is currently in circulation, and you find in the long run, it will sort of lose meaning and the original context in which it was used. So that is why verifying images and videos is not necessarily about whether the content was tampered with or altered in some way, but it is about finding out if the image has appeared before, if so, when and in what context. So this is the aspect of image and video verification. Like we don't look at whether the image has been, whether the video or image has been edited, but we look at situations where this image was used and the context in which that particular image was used. So some of the tips for you for sharing and not sharing posts on social media: before you decide to share or not share posts on social media, you first think twice before you retweet, before you repost, or before you share a message via WhatsApp. Think twice. We say that, think, is this thing really important? What is the impact of it if I share it? Why do I really want to share it? And then number two, when you're citing social media sources, you have to always keep a record when you cite a source on social media, because you know that social media platform like Facebook, people have the sort of ability to delete content that they share. But a social media user, make sure you keep a record by taking screenshots. Screenshot is the common way, especially people who are using smartphones. Make sure you take a screenshot or you download the photo or video. Number two, you need to verify the source of the content. You need to check whether the social media handle, you need to check the social media handle and verify that the account exists. You look at who is sharing this sort of content. Is this a news agency? Does it have the authority or the ability to produce such kind of content? And then also you need to look at the history of the platform that is sharing that news. Sometimes when you look through the history of a particular account that is sharing sort of content, you will realize that most of the content on this particular account are very sort of suspicious. So it is your responsibility as a news consumer to kind of look at the user history of this particular account, and you see who they have been interacting with in the past, the kind of content or material that they post, and if it seems legitimate. And you need to find out how long the user has been on social media to rule out that the account was created for a specific purpose. Yeah, you need to also look at the duration. You look at About Us page the transparency. If it is on Facebook, there's something called transparency. But if it's on Twitter, it is open. You will know when the particular person joined Twitter. But on Facebook, you have to look through the transparency page of the transparency part of the Facebook page so that you know when it was established. So when you realize that the page was created not long ago before they started sharing content, then already you should be very cautious. And then you see if you can triangulate their social media posts through checking other user-generated content sites. Yeah, for instance, if it's news, you try to check other pages from which you get news. You check, have they reported on the same? Look through, and what? And look through. So you realize that sort of this account is suspicious or is not suspicious. And then if you find the news on Facebook, you check on Twitter, is this account there? Check on Instagram, check on LinkedIn, and you check even if they have a website. And if they have, you check, do their content match, or there's a mismatch between the type of content that they share on the different platforms. So this is your responsibility as a social media user. And then third, you need to verify the content itself. So after looking at the source, then you verify the content. You should find the original post and don't rely on links, retweets, or screenshots or reposts. Try your best to find the original post. Like today, I was looking through a lot of content because I wanted to do some fact checking and sort of write a report. And at first I saw some photos that were posted, and I was looking through the comments. Somebody gave a clue of the originality of the photos. Then I had to do a quick search, but then I couldn't find the original photos, so I had to let it go. But then that is my responsibility as a news consumer, so that I am not misled. And then you need to always verify images before reposting. Yeah, especially images of very controversial events. Don't just share them anyhow. You take your time to sort of verify. And then before you share a video or image you see on social media, you read the replies or comments to see if there are any questions about its authenticity. Yeah, you know, usually there are a lot of people who are very cautious when they come across content. So when you come across a Facebook post, you read through the comments. You find that sometimes you will find very interesting facts about this particular content. You read the comments. What are people saying in the comment section? If it is on Twitter, read the replies. What are people replying to this particular tweet? If it is on WhatsApp, you read the conversations that followed after that content was shared. So when you look through this, you realize that you become a very smart news consumers, and nobody can easily fool you. And then another thing is you check the date, the time, and location of the post, and you see that these ones match up the user or content description. Yeah, you need to, if it is a screenshot, you know, sometimes when you look through certain content, you realize that people are funny. Yeah, so you need to look through sort of the date, the time, and the post, and you see whether they match. And another thing is you need to see a code attributed to someone. You can do a comprehensive Google search to make sure it was said by that person. Yeah, sometimes you can just do a simple search engine search, like on Google, you type a few keywords from that particular report, and you realize that you already have good clues about that particular piece of content. Another thing is when you're looking at an image, ask yourself, was it taken at the mentioned time and location? You look closely. You look for any form of writing, signage, or language. Yeah. For instance, if it is an image, you look at, are there billboards nearby? Is there a street? Are there vehicles moving? Which side of the road are they driving? For instance, in some countries, people drive on the left, but in South Sudan, people are driving on the right. You see, are they driving in the right direction? You look, are there any billboards, and in which languages are they written? You look at addresses. You need to make sure you look critically with your eyes. You look at any logos there. Are those logos really of things that are found in South Sudan? You also look for flags if it is an image. look, is that kind of flag really found in South Sudan, or is a different sort of flag? And then you need to look at the vehicle license number plates. Yeah, you look at, all of you know how number plates in South Sudan look like. Look at the number plates, because sometimes people who share misinformation, they don't have time to, they think that they can just fool people. But then if you look carefully, you will realize that, hey, this number plate is not for our country. And then, yeah, look at the side of the road people drive on. You look at geographical and architectural landmarks like skyscrapers, bridges, and mountains. Yeah, you can look at the landmark, look at maybe if there's mountain in the background, if there's a bridge, if there's any skyscraper building, tall building. Is that building really found in Juba? Is that bridge really found anywhere in the country? Is this type of mountain really there? Also, you need to look carefully at the type of weather at that time. For instance, maybe they will use a picture where snow is falling. Then you ask yourself, do we really have this? Do we really have snow here? We don't have, you see? And then you also look at if it is a video. There was a time where a video was shared and people in the video were speaking a very different language. So you listen to the language that is spoken in the video. Is it a language that is really there in this country, or it's not there? And then you also see it. Do you see specific time advertising campaigns, or does the style of clothing give anything away? Also, you see the way how people dress. Is that dressing really here? Because with dressing, you know, there's some sort of traditional dresses and sort of that. And then you see whether the photo or video material has been altered in any way to exclude information, and whether it looks like it has been improved, or it looks very blurry lines. You can look at differences in visual quality, and you can look sort of you can cross-check visuals with other imagery or footage of the same event or location. For instance, if there are a lot of videos circulating about the event, and you can check other videos that you have come across about the same event, do they relate in any way? So these clues can really help you become a very smarter news consumer, and you can kind of differentiate between false content and content that is not misleading. And yeah, so when we talk of what is user generated, I earlier mentioned user generated content. So you ask yourself, what is user generated content? So usually during breaking news, the audience is more likely to turn to social networks for information. So meaning that first responders and emergency organizations are using social networks themselves. So unfortunately, news events invite false information to circulate, either deliberately or by accident. So this means that journalists and humanitarian professionals should always start from a position that the content is incorrect. Because during emergencies, when information can literally affect lives, verification is a critical part of the news gathering and information dissemination process. And this is according to the verification handbook. So for you to set up a verification workflow for user-generated content, one, you need to have digital news gathering tools, you need to have archiving tools, you need to have verification checklist, you need to have verification tools, and you need to have meme annotation so that you can counter misinformation effectively. If there are any questions, you can ask, because I'm going to take you through sort of a very short practical aspects of information verification. If there's any question, you can ask. If there's no question, let us carry on. We are left with 4 minutes. So I will use 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute for all the aspects that I'm going to demonstrate.
Continue.
Yeah, so this is my Google search. For instance, now we have a story that is moving around and is saying that, hey, a doctor has died of Ebola, and it is true, but people don't believe it. So you can just type on Google, doctor dies of Ebola in Uganda. So Google will bring you latest info. You see, like here, you see, Uganda loses first medical doctor in Ebola outbreak. You see, again here, Ebola kills doctor in Uganda, first health worker killed in latest outbreak. Doctor pursuing master's studies in Uganda dies of Ebola. Tanzanian doctor becomes second health worker to die of Ebola in Uganda. A lot of news story, a lot of news, you see. All these are news about today. You need 3 hours ago, 6 hours ago, 42 minutes ago, 4 hours ago, 46 minutes ago, 3 hours ago. So this means that this news is true, because if it is not true, a lot of credible news sources like this cannot write about it. You see, so this is likely what true. So this is one way you can sort of confirm whether a particular news story is true or if it is false. You see. And another way is you can, if it is an image, for instance, you can come to Google Images here and you can upload the image. Like I was checking whether this baby was born at Juba Teaching Hospital earlier today. Then I can do a Google search and Google will tell me incidences where this same image was used. You see, it has not brought me any results, but hey, we haven't got any results for this. This means that it hasn't been able to get any sort of info about this particular image. So let me try another image to see whether Google can bring me results. Whether Google can bring me results. Let me check image of this dog that is carrying a baby. Yeah, so this is a dog that is carrying a baby. I can sort of see if I can find this image anywhere else. Yeah, so yeah, I can see this image here used on Reddit, on YouTube, yeah, you see. So this is like kind of the same image here. You see the same image here. So this is one way you can sort of find the authenticity of a particular image. Now, if you're searching a screenshot, what you can do with the screenshot is you can kind of while you're playing the video, you can take a screenshot of part of the video that is playing, and then you do a reverse image search, just like I have done, to find incidences in which the image was used. So I'm kind of going to take you through some of the works that we have done at 211 check to kind of verify the veracity of certain sort of info. Yeah, so when you see our website here, like here, this one here, for instance, in this example, they claim that this was a baby born at Juba Teaching Hospital, but this was not true when we checked. And then here we look at cases of suspected Ebola case in Nimule. That one was true. And then we look at this claim that this fruit can treat cancer. And then we look at this scholarship alert here, which is not true. Then we look at news that the Minister of Finance has been suspended, which is not true. And then we have a lot of other content. So again, let me just bring you to this one that was very recent. Most of you have come across this news that this gentleman won an academic award called World Academic Award, but this was not true, because first, when you do a Google search for World Academic Competition, you will not see any results about World Academic Competition. And this is not even right now. If we do a simple search about, for instance, when you do excellence, when you do 211 check, you will get information about 211 check. When you do DeFi head now, you will get information about, but when you search World Academic Competition, you will not see any results about this. And so again, when you look through Facebook, there's no Facebook page called World Academic Competition. There's no Twitter account saying World Academic Competition. And there's an email. When you look at the letter here, the list of the names, there's an email here. So we wrote to this, the email was WAC, according to them was worldacademic@gmail.com. So when we wrote to this email, the person of the email replied that he is not aware of any competition of that name, and that this was his personal email. This was his personal email, and he's not associated with any competition, you see? So he's denying that. So these people just use random email here. And then you realize that they shared a lot of photos with their competition. So when you do reverse image search for these photos, you realize that these photos are used in different circumstances. They do not relate to any competition of that kind. So it's very, very fishy. And when you look at their logo here, this logo is not for anything like World Academic Competition. It's not. But this is a seal. This logo is a seal of World Scholars Cup Tournament, not World Academic Competition. So we realized that the news was just trying to fool people that a certain individual won, but when in fact did not win. So that is why when we share sort of content, we should take our time to look through the clues that I have been able to put across. And that brings us to the end of our session for today, except you have any questions. And please do fill the attendance. If you haven't filled the attendance, let me just share the attendance again. Please fill the attendance here. Any questions? You can put questions in the chat box. Otherwise, we have come to the end of the session. And yeah, any questions? Anyone who has questions?
I think, Vida, you are clear.
Okay.
And it's interesting.
Okay.
It's interesting, actually. I wish you could even extend 4 hours.
No worries, no worries. Next time. You know,
Yes.
this training session.
Vicky is making noise now.
Yeah, I have muted. So these sessions happen every 2 weeks. So for instance, they happen now. We'll have another one in the middle of October, and we'll have another one in the end of October. So usually we share the links, and you guys should be registered, should be able to register. And for this session, if your name is in the attendance, we'll send you airtime on MTN, especially if your number is MTN, we'll send you airtime so that you are able to buy your data. Only if your name is in the attendance.
Yes. For me, I do.
Okay.
But my appeal, you need to come to Vida, honestly.
Yeah, I will be going to Yei, but I will be going to Yei, but not for work purposes. I will be going just for home, because our home is there.
Just call me so that I buy local chicken. Not
no problem, no problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good.
You too.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I love that. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank
then.
you.
Thank you, Vida.
If there are no questions.
Thank you, Vida. Thank you, Vida.
Okay.